This is my trusted iPhone 12 Pro Max. I've had it for 3 years and I'm thinking of upgrading to the iPhone 15 series this year. When considering my options, I'm leaning more towards getting cheaper iPhone 15 or 15 Plus over the Pro models. Hear me out, because I have 6 reasons why getting 15 makes more sense than 15 Pro. Surprisingly, that might be the case for you too. Until now, the Pro and the regular iPhone models have had clear feature differences that the Pro made more sense for many people. But this year, iPhone 15 is so good and so close in feature set to the Pro that iPhone 15 makes it a better value for money over the Pro. Also, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max have become truly Pro phones, meaning the Pro features are for a niche set of audience and do not seem to be exciting anymore for most of us. Let me explain by giving you 6 specific examples of what I mean. First, display. Both the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro now have the exact same display, a Super Retina XDR display with the same resolution and same pixel density. The peak brightness of the 15 and 15 Pro are also the same at 2000 nits. And even better, all the iPhone models this year get the dynamic island. So I'm not losing on resolution, brightness, feature set, display quality, etc. by getting the iPhone 15. Even when I tried the iPhone 14 Pro with Always On, I did turn it off because Always On was too disruptive for me. It was like the screen never locked or turned off. Second, the 120Hz would have been nice on the 15, but to me, it's not a deal breaker. I view streaming content the most on my phone, which anyways gets reduced to 24Hz. So for the most part, iPhone 15 display is good enough or simply pretty good for my use. Second, the processor. The iPhone 15 gets last year's A16 processor, while the 15 Pro models gets the A17 Pro. While the naming might tell that it's an advanced chip, the real-world benefits are not just that great, to be honest. The A17 is just 10% faster in CPU compared to the A16. That's not all. The 10% improvement is only while using the high performance cores. 90% of my phone usage will never even touch those cores. Taking photos, viewing streaming media, viewing photos, music, podcasts, social media, messages, all use the efficiency cores, which doesn't seem to have gotten much upgrade anyway. GPU did get a 20% boost for graphic intensive games, but I never play games on my phone, so it doesn't help my case as well. And to be honest, the 3-year-old A14 chip on my 12 Pro Max is still doing great. Never felt any app to be slow or felt the need for more power. Third, camera. This is an important category for me since I take a ton of photos. Last year, the 14 Pro got the 48 megapixel camera while the 14 only got the 12 megapixel camera. But this year, iPhone 15 and 15 Pro both have a 48 megapixel main camera. In fact, the main camera on the iPhone 15 has a larger aperture than the 15 Pro, meaning it can take better low-light photos than the 15 Pro. Both the 15 and 15 Pro now take 24 megapixel high-resolution photos by default. The next generation portrait effect of the 15 Pro are available on 15 models as well. I can take a normal shot and convert it to a portrait photo later as well on both the phones. And now with 48 megapixel camera, it's like the iPhone 15 has gotten a telephoto lens as well, because it can now take 2x zoom photos by optically cropping in on 48 megapixel sensor. 48 megapixel high resolution photos, 2x telephoto zoom, next gen portrait effect and ultra wide camera, that's 95% of my camera needs. 5x telephoto on the 15 Pro Max seems unnecessary to me because it's too long for a focal length for me to take portrait shots. 4K 60p ProRes video, lock capture for videos, external video recording, spatial 3D video capture are the additional features of the Pro models which I've never needed and will never use. The iPhone 15 camera is the perfect balance in my opinion. I would have liked the macro mode, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Fourth, the design. This is where Apple spent its most time talking about the brushed titanium frame on the Pro models. The 15 models come with aluminum frame. Even though technically titanium is lighter and stronger, I've never needed a stronger and lighter frame. I've dropped my stainless steel 12 Pro Max a dozen times and the frame has withstood even concrete drops. I'm sure the aluminum iPhone 15 should be good enough for all those situations. The weakest point of the phone is not the frame, but the glass back and display. If something's gonna break, it's gonna be the glass first. It's always the glass. And moreover, I'm gonna use it with a case all the time, so even the titanium looks won't matter much to me. Fifth, USB-C. I'm so glad iPhones have moved to USB-C completely, thanks to the European Union. Both the 15 and 15 Pro comes with a USB-C port, and both phones still charge at the same rate. Apple reports 15 and 15 Pro charges to 50% in around 30 minutes, so there is no difference in charging speeds. What is different though is the data transfer speeds. The Pro models gets USB 3 speeds, while the 15 models gets USB 2 speeds, which means the Pro models can transfer data at 10 Gbps. Great, right? Well, not for me. In the last 5 years I've used an iPhone, I've never once transferred data using the cable. It's always through AirDrop and iCloud. So the USB 3 port won't matter at all for me. Moreover, File Manager is terrible to do any file management with the iPhone anyway. So for all intents and purposes, the port situation on the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro are the same to me. Finally, the price. It's an obvious one. The 15 Pro is $200 more expensive than 15, while the base model Pro Max is $300 more expensive than the 15 Plus. Because if you want a larger display phone, the 15 Pro Max starts at $1,199 now. The $300 is put towards titanium frame, 5x zoom camera, 4K 60p ProRes video recording, USB 3 port, always on display, spatial video, all of which I don't use. Meanwhile, the iPhone 15 provides a similarly powerful processor, OLED display with dynamic island and 2000 nits same peak brightness, a 48 megapixel camera with advanced portrait mode, same USB-C charging, all for $300 less. I'm aware of all the trade-offs, but still the iPhone 15 seems like a better deal to me. If you are in the same boat as me, maybe iPhone 15 is also the right phone for you over the Pro. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. This is Sanjana. Bye-bye.